Welcome to Spiritual and Self-Care Sunday with Coach Kwanz. Each week we explore timeless principles that nurture faith, strengthen well-being, and encourage a healthier, more purposeful life. Today's reflection is called Deep Roots, Quiet Strength. Nature has an extraordinary way of teaching us profound truths. Sometimes if we slow down and observe the world around us, we discover lessons that speak to our physical health, our emotional well-being, and our spiritual lives all at once. Today's teacher is a tree. When storms arrive, our eyes naturally focus on what is happening above the ground. We notice the branches bending, the leaves shaking, the trunk swaying. We instinctively watch the visible struggle. Yet none of those things determine whether the tree survives. The true strength of the tree lies somewhere, and most people never look beneath the soil. Its roots. That simple observation made me wonder whether our own lives might work in much the same way. People often notice our achievements, our careers, our appearance, our success, and the things we accomplish. Yet these visible things rarely tell the whole story. The real question is this: what is sustaining us beneath the surface? A tree develops strength long before it needs that strength. Its roots grow quietly, patiently, day after day. No applause, no recognition, just steady growth. By the time the storm arrives, the work has already been done. Life often follows the same pattern. Many of the habits that shape our future happen in quiet moments. The decision to prepare a healthy meal, the choice to go for a walk, turning off a screen early enough to enjoy a good night's sleep, reading a chapter of scripture, spending a few moments in prayer, expressing gratitude, forgiving someone. These moments may seem small, but together they become the roots that support our lives. Jeremiah chapter 17 verses 7 to 8 gives us one of the most beautiful pictures of this principle. But blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in him. They will be like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream. It does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves are always green. It has no worries in a year of drought and never fails to bear fruit. Notice something remarkable. The difficult season still comes. The heat still arrives. The drought still exists. Faith does not remove every challenge. Instead, this passage describes a life that remains nourished because it stays connected to its source. The promise is not a life without storms. The promise is that we do not have to face them disconnected. I think that is a beautiful reminder for each of us. We often look for dramatic changes in our health, a new diet, a new exercise program, a new supplement, a new piece of equipment. Yet lasting health usually grows from ordinary daily habits: good nutrition, regular movement, quality sleep, managing stress, staying well hydrated, meaningful relationships, time spent outdoors. These things are not exciting because they are ordinary, but ordinary habits practiced consistently often produce extraordinary results over time. Just as roots quietly nourish a tree every day, healthy routines quietly nourish our bodies. Most people see the fruit, very few notice the roots that produced it. Our emotional well-being also depends on unseen foundations. Gratitude changes perspective. Forgiveness releases unnecessary burdens. Healthy boundaries protect our peace. Reflection helps us recognize patterns. Stillness allows clarity to emerge. In a previous Spiritual and Self-Care Sunday reflection, we explored the practice of stillness. Stillness helps us notice what is happening. Roots help us remain steady. The two principles work beautifully together. Clarity helps us recognize what needs strengthening. Strong roots help us remain grounded when life becomes uncertain. Perhaps the deepest roots of all are spiritual: prayer, trust, humility, obedience, worship, time spent with God. These practices rarely attract attention. Most of them happen quietly. Yet over time, they shape our character far more than public achievements ever could. The strongest faith is not always the loudest. Often it is simply the most deeply rooted. Storms eventually come to every life: illness, disappointment, loss, unexpected change, moments of uncertainty. The storm itself does not create our foundation, it reveals it. A deeply rooted tree still bends, but it is far less likely to break. Likewise, a person with healthy physical, emotional, and spiritual foundations may still experience hardship. They may still grieve, they may still struggle, but they often have resources within them that help them endure with hope and resilience. This week, I'd like to encourage you to strengthen one root. Perhaps it's preparing one more home-cooked meal, taking a daily walk, improving your bedtime routine, beginning each morning with prayer, reading a few verses of scripture, writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Choose one. Nurture it consistently. Small roots become strong foundations. As we finish today's reflection, remember this: People may admire the fruit. They may notice the branches. They may compliment the visible parts of your life. But your future will often be shaped by the roots that nobody else sees. Jeremiah reminds us that the tree planted by the water continues to flourish because it remains connected to its source. May we also become people who continue strengthening the unseen foundations of our health, our character, and our faith. Thank you for joining me for this week's Spiritual and Self-Care Sunday with Coach Kwanz. Until next week, may your roots grow deeper, your faith grow stronger, and your life continue to bear fruit in every season. Take care and God bless.